Melvin, what's going on?
Not too much, man.
Not too much. There's a
Not too
lot
much.
going on. There's a lot. So first, one of the bigger stories, NBA offseason,
Right.
so cools down a little bit, but the biggest saga has been Carmelo Anthony. Where is he going?
Melo.
Melo. So it's been official that his buyout from the Atlanta Hawks has happened. Gave back $2.4 million in order to buy out. He's likely going to sign with the Houston Rockets. So what do you think about the buyout situation? Would you pay somebody, or would you give up $2.4 million to go home? And secondly, he's likely going to sign with the Rockets. Do you think that's a good fit?
Well, considering the buyout from OKC, he's already walking out with 28 mil. So, I mean, that's a no-brainer. If you get to take that money and still go exactly where you want to go, that's I would do it, definitely. I would do it. It just remains to see how he fits the chemistry on this Rocket team. He seems to have been unhappy the last couple of places he's went, and so we're just gonna have to see how he fits in this new system.
But do you feel like he can make a difference in Houston?
Well, typically Houston's policy has been let it fly, and that's Carmelo's specialty.
Right,
I think he's gonna fit in very well. Now it just comes down to, that whole starting thing. Apparently in his last interview, he said that he didn't mind coming off the bench, but he wanted to do it on his own terms.
Gotcha.
So if he can come to terms with that and really start playing his role that they need him to, I think he can contribute.
Well, and
'Cause he can score. He
right.
still score.
And that seems to be, I guess, the biggest obstacle with Carmelo Anthony is just his attitude. Like, how does he fit in?
Right.
Because he didn't really fit in OKC.
Right.
A lot of that, he said he felt like he was rushed or whatever. He didn't want to accept the buyout in Atlanta initially. He felt that was a shot to his ego. I'm Carmelo Anthony. How can you pay me to go home? I got buckets left in me. But I do think as far as the offense goes, like you said, D'Antoni's offense is meant to let the ball fly. That's what Carmelo's about. So I feel like as long as he's getting his shots, he should be happy.
Right.
But
I think a lot of it is coming down to perceptions, though. Like when you've been a star as long as he has, you got people around you that tell you, man, you're still the man. And how are you gonna go to this team and not start? And really, that's just semantics. Like, starting doesn't necessarily equal the minutes. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would rather have the minutes to be able to showcase my game. And I think running the second unit, he's the go-to guy.
Right.
That problem he ran into in OKC, he had two stars ahead of him, and he just wasn't used to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
And that seems like a throwback to yesterday's era, where all the stars wanted to have their own team.
Right.
They wanted to be the man.
Right.
And now it seems odd because you got LeBron and DWade and Bosh, or LeBron and Kyrie, or you got all these stars coming together to try to win the championship. And Melo's still like, nah, I want to be the man.
I want to be the man,
Like,
yeah.
that's more important than ring chasing.
Right.
Is I need to get these buckets.
by the time he's undefeated, though.
Undefeated.
He's 15 seasons in.
Right.
And it's like, man, you're not that, 20-year-old kid anymore.
Right.
So you got to take what's given to you and make the best of it.
Now, what about DWade, who's in a similar situation?
Yeah.
He's got a 1 year, I believe it's $5.3 million offer standard from the Miami Heat.
Right.
He's also got a 3 year, $25 million offer over in the Chinese Basketball Association.
Right.
If you're DWade, are you staying in Miami with the family on the short money, or are you taking the 20+ mil going over to China?
He's been in that max contract situation, and I think he's earned his money. So if I'm in his shoes, I'd say South Beach or Siberia. Because they say the province he would be playing in is not like mainland China, it's further north.
Gotcha.
So you're thinking about flying and your family, your kids are in high school, grade school, and you're going to commit 3 years to being in China. I wouldn't necessarily do that. Now, if I could talk him into maybe 12 million.
I'm from 12.
Not $12 million 1-year deal or 8 million. You know what I'm saying? Get it worked down to where if I like it, then I can resign.
Right.
And if it works for both parties, we can go ahead. But to sign off 3 years, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, well, I think they're looking at his age, nobody's going to give him a 3-year deal. So they feel like that's enticing to him. He already has the leading sneaker endorsement, lifetime endorsement. So I feel like if he goes there, he can expand his brand. But a lot of that, it's more than money. DWade has more than enough money.
Yeah.
It's about family. Do you want to be away with your kids? Are you and your wife going to go live in China or what? So it's really what is important to you. Do you want to become a global icon? If you do that, you go to China.
Right.
Or if you just, hey, let me play out my last year or two, stay in the NBA.
If he's smart, he might be able to work it out to the point where it's a good fit for both sides, where he's not necessarily playing 50 games. He's making appearances as opposed to living there. You know, maybe come and stay for a month and then, or stay for 2 months. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe work something out like that. But yeah, commit for 3 years.
It's like Klay Thompson, China Clay. He go during the summer. That's it. Let me go down there for a couple of weeks during the summer.
And they interviewed Stephon Marbury, and he was like, "This is not what you want." He was like, "It's a different atmosphere, different culture, different. It would take a lot to get used to."
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of money, guaranteed money especially, let's go over to the NFL. The NFL, you're starting to see more contracts that are guaranteed. Kirk Cousins got the first one, I think it was 3 years, $84 million, fully guaranteed.
Oh, wow.
First fully guaranteed contract in the NFL. And then you see Ty Gurley, he just signed, was it 4 years, $60 million contract with $45 million of that was guaranteed.
Okay.
Basically a 4-year deal with the fourth one as a team option. So do you think that trend is going to continue? Because the NFL has been notoriously bad for not guaranteeing contract. The only thing was guaranteed was a signing bonus.
Right.
Really in the NFL. So if you got hurt, you were out of the money. Do you feel like that's a trend that's going to continue?
I don't know if it will continue, but I would like it to. I remember Ricky Williams. He's a good example.
Right. No
he
limit.
signed a rookie contract with a new company.
No limit.
Exactly. Master P.
P.
Yeah. And it was a good contract in one sense because it was based on incentives.
Right.
So he had all these milestones, and for every milestone he would reach, it was crazy money on the table.
Right.
Then he gets hurt, and all that money goes away.
Right.
And it's been proven, like, football is one of the easiest sports to get hurt.
Brutal.
Yeah, terrible. It's like one player was saying it's like getting in an accident, 10 times on a Sunday. And you watch these guys, like, their longevity isn't promised. So, for you to dedicate your life to this game you love and give yourself to this team, and then they can just walk away from it because you got hurt playing for them, that's kind of unfair.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and when you look at, compared to baseball, compared to basketball, or even hockey, football is a more physically taxing sport.
Definitely.
So if there's one sport where you need that guaranteed security,
Right.
it's the NFL. So
Definitely.
hopefully this Kirk Cousins contract, the Gurley contract, will push him in that direction. I feel like the next time they're negotiating the CBA, that's going to be a big sticking point for the players. So
Yeah.
get that bread, man.
Exactly. Exactly.